Hey guys, Stavros here from RPM Auto Reviews. I'm at the Canadian Auto Show in Toronto. Chevy booth now, when we have a Chevy 2021 to come out soon, Trailblazer. This is the RS model, it's obviously the Sport. Very nice. Again, it's kind of similar to their it looks kind of similar to that, but it's a smaller version. This is probably a similar size to compete with like a Qashqai or the new Kia Seltos coming out, or that category. It looks nice from the beginning, from the front. It looks nice here. It's the LED lighting, and that I think this is the main headlamp down here. It's got little fog lights down there, so it's nice design. Kind of liking it. Funky for younger folks. It's a very squared design, so I'm assuming there'll be decent headroom. Decent headroom over there with the square design. Got dual tail pipes. Not too bad looking back here. Alright, it's got a lot of that dark cladding at the bottom. I guess that's for a lot of people doing that for like off-roading adventures, down trails and stuff sticking up. You scuff the car, you won't scratch the paint, right? So I don't mind it. I guess that's I guess depends. If it comes in the trim without that, it'd be nice to have options. So I'm not sure if it does. All right, let's check out the inside. So we have hard materials here. Already from looking at it from just from out here, this looks like it's a small window and it's going to be a little high up. I'm probably going to complain about that when I get inside. So hard here, a rubbery, soft, well, rubbery thing here. Hard here, small cubby. This is, I don't think this is leather, but it's something that's really soft. It feels nice, and it's got that kind of fabric-y material that GM is known for here. The seats are kind of on a bucket, a bit of a bucket shape here. I mean, ever so slightly. The main part of the backrest is a little recess there, so it looks like it might be comfy. Looks like tons of headroom. So let me get inside. Yep. Seat looks like it might be somewhere where I would be sitting, and I've got some good leg room here, lots of room underneath there. I think there's only one position for the reclining of the backrest, and it's set up pretty just average placement. It's not as forward as some of the other vehicles I complain about today. Headroom is a lot. I get my whole hand, and there's probably room for 1.5 finger more, so lots of headroom for a small compact SUV. Thumbs up for the headroom. 3 adults could probably fit back here. Not for a long trip though, unless they're only 2. For a long trip, only 2. There's no hump here, so it's easy for going across. We have what seems to be a actual power outlet there, and a couple of USB options. No venting here, so it probably comes from under the floor, but no rear vents. We got soft touch back here, soft here, and this little hard kind of weird design here. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's kind of typical soft fabric over here. This is well padded, very wide, and good cup holder size. We do have the adjustable seat belt position for the front passengers. So, I mean, this is not a very expensive model, I'm assuming. I don't know the price yet. I just started reviewing it, checking it out. With all this, I hope it's not too expensive with all this, like, harder material everywhere. Okay, same thing here, but it's got a little extra, this metallic-y, black shiny thing here. This has got that rubbery. I actually don't like it. It feels like it'll get sticky very easily and sweaty or something like that. I don't know, I'm just not loving that feel of that material. This is kind of nice here, though. It's got an okay size, good size there, cubby spot for a bottle of water and stuff. It's got a memory setting there. Looks like we have a lumbar support and the usual 6-way power adjust. Sit inside. Okay, so the steering wheel is manual, telescoping and adjustments. We got a little cubby here, and I think it's kind of long, and my elbow just reaches it if I want to kind of sit there and drive like that, but just barely reaches it. So I always like when it's out more. You got little cubbies for something here. I was just, and it's, you know what, it's got some soft material on it, but kind of a rubbery feel. I'm not loving that. Again, the soft stuff here and the little fabricy material here, but it is soft and comfortable. I'm not knocking that part. I just don't love the touch. I just don't love the feeling of this material. Got a little cubby spot here. Decent size glove box. This is harder material with a slight softness to it. It's more of that rubbery hard thing up here again. Venting's up here. I do like the infotainment system that GM has. This looks like the same one that's in the Equinox, and it's very intuitive and lots of little techie features. I can't go through everything here, but lots of techie options in this vehicle, and if this has them all as well, that's kind of nice. Got the parking brake down here, cup holders. We got what looks like a snow button here and the race button here, so that must be driving modes. Lane keep assist and a button to turn off the engine shut off. The Equinox didn't have it last year. I don't know why they haven't added it yet, but they actually have it here, and it's in a spot where you can just reach it, so that's nice. A little cubby here, and it looks like it has the wireless charging, some more auxiliary and USBs, SD card, and a 12 volt there. We got turn knobs for your climate control and some actual hard buttons with a digital display readout of the temperature. That's nice. It's not dual zone. I don't think that's important though. Steering wheel feels like it's a leathery type material. It's got the flat bottom design with a little shiny material. It looks like the cruise control is on this side, and your turning off your forward collision option is here, and the radio and the Bluetooth on this side. Got analog for tachometer and speedometer and your oil and fuel economy gauges, and the digital display in the middle for your other information. Okay, it has an auto option for their lights. A little cubby here. You can kind of see it here. It's got a little meshy design here, just like a cool feature, just a little fancy little design. I like that. Gives a little bit trucky, rugged look. It's just a small section. It's hard down here. It's got nice big window, lots of good visibility. As I suspected, I think this part here is too tall and the window's too short. This should have been a little lower. So if you wanted to, if I wanted to rest my arm here, it's like way, again, I'm kind of going upwards, right? So I'm not sure why that's designed. It could have been designed shorter, so I don't like that personally. I'm gonna check the price points on this, and I'll post it, and I'll make additional comments regarding the price point for what you get. I mean, it's on the comfy side. It's just, the finish, I haven't really noticed it yet, but just the touchy materials, the design, everything. I just think it's not very upscale. So I mean, it's not an upscale car. It's not a Lexus or a Mercedes, but I'm just saying these days, many manufacturers, even if it's not a luxury brand, are trying to give that little extra luxe feel to their vehicles, and this one is making it kind of look cool with the stitching and the little two-tone here. I like that. The flat bottom steering wheel. So they're trying to make it edgy and sporty, but I still think they need to add a little, go that extra mile, because even before I see the pricing, knowing what the pricing for the Equinox was, GM does not underprice their vehicle. They are usually priced a little high, and they usually allow more room for negotiation and add promotions later, but I'm going to assume that this is going to be priced a little higher than it should for what you get. But I'll post that. But overall, the size, visibility, all that's pretty good. It's roomy. Before we look at the trunk, I'm going to tell you the power on this thing. It's actually a 1.3 liter turbo. 1.3 liter turbo with 178, I think, foot-pounds of torque and about 105 horsepower. That's pretty good. I'm definitely curious to see what the fuel economy is with that kind of power from a 1.3 liter. Now this, similar to the Rogue, has a 2-stage thing here where you can put it a little bit lower or put it a little higher, so depending how much space you want for the height. It has a spare tire, a little bit more room here for some emergency backup stuff that you should have. This thing here can come out, so when you're laying things down flat there, you can, when it's on the lower setting, if you want to put something, you can either keep it for a storage cubby or lay down something long that goes all the way across like a golf bag. So again, this does have the lower position, so then you get that little extra ground clearance there, and that removes. You got a tie down hook over here, tie down hook over there. Nothing to pull these down, but it's so easy to reach that you can just turn it, you know, push it down yourself, so you don't need the handle to pull that down. There's a groove here, probably for a cargo cover. It's a good size, actually, cargo space for this size. And the power, wow, that power is pretty good for a vehicle this size. I think it's going to be more than adequate. I'm suspecting when I get out for a test drive, the engine will be a little bit noisy with that kind of power coming out of a 1.3 liter. So this is something that would compete with some other vehicles like the Qashqai, like the Kia Seltos. I think it looks kind of cool for the young folks. Like things that look a little bit different, so I think it's not a bad looking vehicle, but I definitely got to get out for a test drive and see whether it's worth the money.